Hello and welcome to Justice. I'm Judge Jeanine Pirro. Thanks for being with us. Tonight, the Obama administration opens the jail cells, releasing tens of thousands of illegals, many of them violent criminals. The latest from the IRS email bombshell, and you won't believe what Susan Rice has said about Benghazi. But first, my open. Imagine your son or daughter. You raise them, you love them and protect them, and they volunteer to fight for us. And yet when they come home, they are left to die by the very country to which they gave so much. President Barack Obama's Veterans Administration, one of our largest federal agencies, is not only ineffective, it is broken. And more than that, it is a hotbed of corruption. And so goes yet another Obama administration scandal. Not a potential scandal, a full-blown scandal. They are shunted aside, placed on bogus lists, veterans left to die while waiting to see a doctor in VA hospitals, while the hospital officials pocket bonuses alleging that they reduce the patient wait times. Fact, the VA budget, $153.8 billion, has increased disproportionately above and beyond the increase in the number of veterans. Fact, every day, 22 veterans, men and women, kill themselves, many of them seeking VA help, which never comes. For the last 5 years, official reports show VA schedulers are not following policy. Electronic wait lists purposely omit the names of those who died. Fact, the names of at least 17 and up to 40 veterans who died were put on a fake list in Phoenix. Fact, whistleblowers nationwide confirm that the VA deaths connected to a refusal to even schedule an appointment have occurred. And this week, VA Secretary General Eric Shinseki had the unmitigated gall to tell senators he was advised to not provide information that would compromise yet another inquiry. Really? How many inquiries do we need, General, before you provide information or even do something? So forget oversight. Why not just take the fifth, like that learned Lois Lerner? And in case you didn't catch this one,
any adverse incident like this makes me mad as hell.
Really looks mad, doesn't he? An adverse incident? You call veterans facing certain death refuse medical care by VA personnel who then create false records so that they can pocket a bonus. An adverse incident? It's not an adverse incident, General. It's a homicide, a criminally negligent homicide. And oh, that political preparation.
And what I've committed to is whatever comes out of this, whatever is substantiated, actions will be taken. We will take actions.
I don't believe you. You've known for years. You don't take actions. The IG reports that you sign off on Government Accountability Office reports. The veterans told you, the press told you, everyone told you what was going on. So who's been fired? Who's been demoted? After more than 50 Inspector General reports. Why haven't you asked the hard questions? Why are you still even there? Or might this be another page from the Obama circle the wagons, delay, deny, and lie playbook? And General, you show no emotion. You don't apologize. You don't share the anguish and the anxiety of veterans and their families, veterans who were literally on a death watch because your staffers hid their names. Your staffers closed out 1.5 million cases after 90 days without any resolution or explanation. And General, you call yourself a war hero? War heroes don't leave men to die. And I don't care if you're the most decorated man in military history. You are leaving men and women to die. General Douglas MacArthur stated, "Old soldiers never die. They just fade away." Shinseki, it's time for you to fade away. And you're not the only one. Our revered Chief Law Enforcement Officer, in over his head, Attorney General Eric Holder, of course, has no plans, and that's a quote, to investigate the secret waiting lists and the veterans' deaths at the VA hospitals. No surprise there. So how about we bring in James Comey and the FBI? This is criminal. Reports are some hospitals are shredding documents. The evidence needs to be preserved. Witnesses need to be spoken to. Time is of the essence. They allege reduced wait time to pocket bonuses. They're gaming the system. They're cooking the books. There is an ongoing scheme to defraud the American people, while those to whom we owe a solemn obligation are left waiting to die. This is gross mismanagement. This is an organized criminal enterprise consisting of fraud, the creation of false records, conspiracy, larceny, obstruction, and yes, criminally negligent homicide. And am I the only one who's added up the here with the politicking? Listen to one Democratic senator from the hearings this week.
Is it possible that in some cases unrealistic expectations have created a situation where some staff is in fact cooking the books?
Wow, he should be a defense attorney. He's giving them an excuse to cook the books. Mr. President, your Secretary Shinseki actually said this before the Senate.
If any allegations are true, they're completely unacceptable.
Unacceptable? Huh? Where have I heard that one before?
As I said last night, it is just simply unacceptable.
The suffering and bloodshed is outrageous, and it is unacceptable.
It's simply unacceptable. It's simply unacceptable.
Well, obviously, these reports, if they're true, are unacceptable.
I have an idea. You're all unacceptable. And for a little window dressing, Mr. President, for years you send out First Lady Michelle and Dr. Jill Biden, quote, ambassadors to the military families. Quote, they made it their priority to support military families. They were listening to their concerns. Really? Maybe they should stop listening and start acting. Or maybe they just weren't listening at all. And by the way, Mr. President, wasn't Michelle a hospital administrator in Chicago? Here's the bottom line, Mr. President. Your administration is the most lawless in American history. After 5 years, nothing surprises me. I'm not shocked, but I am heartbroken. Our veterans have already sacrificed and suffered, and you continually disrespect them. I take it personally because my dad and granddad were veterans. You leave men in Benghazi to die. You force the Veterans Memorial to close. You reduce veterans' benefits. And you actually refuse burial expenses during this sequester. You don't even want to bury the soldiers who died for us. And thank God for people like the Fishers and the Fisher House Foundation. And I don't want to hear about lessons learned or we've got another wake-up call. This alarm has been ringing throughout your administration. They answered your call. It's time, Mr. President, that you answered theirs. And that's my open. With me now is Sally Barnes-Breen. Her father-in-law, Navy veteran Thomas Breen, died waiting for treatment. Sally, first of all, thank you for being here and condolences to you and your family. You brought your father-in-law in for urgent care to the Veterans Hospital in Phoenix in late September of last year. Can you tell us what happened?
My pop wasn't feeling good, and I was going to bring him to Banner Health, and he didn't want to because he cherished the VA from Brooklyn. And he started getting pains in his stomach, and he couldn't get up because he had one leg. And I gave him a milk container, a jug, to use so he didn't have to get up to go to the bathroom. And he filled it a little bit, and I saw tissue fragments and a lot of blood. So we brought him to the ER at the VA on Phoenix Indian School. And it was a long wait, and I was very upset, me and my husband Teddy, which is his son. The time they called him, the jug was full of blood, pure blood, pure. It was so sad, because I'm a medical assistant, so I know they already, when they took a chief complaint, they then called him, you know, and it took hours. And I brought in the bottle of blood with my husband, and they told me, could you get rid of that? It's insanitary. So I said, why am I getting rid of this? I would like to speak to a nurse. This is merely proof. And he had past history of cancer.
Right. And then what happened? Was he treated then?
No. They then told him, you know, step out, and we had to wait for a nurse. And then he got called in, and the nurse asked him, so why are you here? And he said, you know, I'm bleeding. And I brought them the jug as well to the nurse, and they told me the same thing. They told me that I need to remove that jug. It's insanitary.
Okay. Did they give him an appointment? Did they treat him? What happened after that?
They were more concerned of his arthritis in his hands. They gave him an appointment for an arthritis doctor on October 8th, but they dismissed him like an animal, like a dog.
When they did that, I mean, did you said you're a medical assistant? I mean, did you say he needs to see a doctor for this? And what was their answer? Did they make an appointment? Did they call you? Did they give you a card?
They said, we are going to discharge him because at 71 years old, he was old looking, and this is normal in his condition, is what they said to me.
What was normal? His peeing blood and tissue?
Yes.
And what did you say? Did you say that you wanted to keep him in the hospital?
I said, I don't want my pop. I'm a medical assistant. She stated she's a doctor. I said, I understand that, but there's something wrong. He used to have cancer. To the eye, any professional doctor could know that the cancer's right there. You can see the blood. You can see the blood. Something's wrong. Don't discharge him. I begged them. They didn't listen.
But they discharged him. Do you think... did they give you a time to come back? And then what happened to your father-in-law? How long after that?
No, they didn't give him a time. They gave me a card highlighted that they primary was going to call him in a week, and it didn't happen.
All right, Sally.
It didn't happen.
I'm sorry we got to go, but thank you so much for being with us, and hopefully this will...
Can I just say something?
Very quickly.
Yeah, Sheriff Joe Arpaio treats his veterans better in a jail than they... That's right. That's right.
Sally, I'm so sorry. Thanks for being with us.
And he died November 30th.
All right, coming up, he might be mad as hell, but Vets Day still got to go. The latest call for Veterans Affairs Secretary Shinseki to step down next.